All right, testing the sound to make sure it's on. Holy cow. Let's not screw that up again. That would be so bad. So bad. All right, guys, welcome. This is your host, 90 Jester. We're playing retro sheet, retro sheet baseball. So we tried this out the other day, and very interesting little game. It's nice and quick and simple. There's not too much complexity to it. There's just like 2, 3 pages of charts, and then to be able to run it and ready, all you need to do is print out a couple teams on a sheet and have two 10-sided dice and a six-sider, and you're ready to roll. So we are ready to roll. This is going to be actually game number 2 of the season, 2006, between Tampa Bay and Baltimore. And this is a game from Wednesday, April 5th, 2006. Let's look at the starting lineups for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. That's right, the Devil Rays. So they get a little love here on my channel, probably for the first time. We've done some Tampa Bay Ray games, but I don't think we've done any Tampa Bay Devil Ray games. So starting lineup is Carl Crawford in left field, Jorge Cantu at second base, Johnny Gomes in right field, Aubrey Huff is the DH, Ty Winnington is the third baseman, Toby Hall is the catcher, Travis Lee is the first baseman, Nick Green the shortstop, and Damien Hollins is the center fielder. And pitching today is Seth McClung. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. For the Orioles, the hometown team here, it's Bryan Roberts at second base, Nick Markakis in left field, Melvin Mora at third, Miguel Tejada at short, Ray Gibbons is the right fielder, Kevin Millar is at first, Javy Lopez is the DH, Ramon Hernandez is the catcher, Cody Patterson is in center field, and pitching today is Erik Bedard. Erik Bedard? Probably Bedard. Erik Bedard. So what you do is you look at the find the pitcher on the one sheet, and then you're going to look at whoever's up to bat on the other sheet, and you're going to roll percent down dice. You're going to find deuce numbers. Anything from 59 or less is going to come off the batter's card or sheet. Anything higher than that's going to come off of the pitcher's card. 60s are whether or not they give up hits. 70s are whether they give up walks. 80s are strikeouts. There's wild pitches, there's defense, there's error checks. Of course, you can play your defense in, et cetera, et cetera. Then you can just simply look at the charts when there's an out with runners on base or base advancements on a hit. And then anytime you get a number that's higher than 59, you're going to use this other chart to see what the result is on that as well. And this, of course, it's a hit. So let's get things rolling here. Rolling, get it? So it's going to be Carl Crawford against Erik Bedard. Erik Bedard is actually on the top here, so it's going to be easy for us to look and find his information. What I kind of do is just slide this up so I have so it shows the batter, and then I kind of just move this up and down based on where it needs to be, and then I'm ready to go. So let's get things rolling here. Carl Crawford, the left fielder, he bats left. The pitcher, Erik Bedard, is a lefty as well. It's the lefty-lefty matchup. That will come into play, actually, on 57, 58, and 59 hits. So 3 chances that if it's the same-sided, then it's an out. If it's opposite-sided, it will be a single. This part in the middle is extra base hits. And that's pretty much it. You just roll. There's some ratings we'll talk about when those plays come up. Anytime you roll a 93 or higher, you're going to be taking the defense. So we'll get to that when we get to it. So Tampa Bay Devil Rays step in. They lost yesterday's game, so you'll actually see some statistics. I didn't broadcast this game. I did it offline. So Carl Crawford in yesterday's game was 1 for 3, had a double and a walk. There you go. So Carl Crawford, and we roll a 79. So that's going to be on the 70 to 79 category, and each pitcher is going to be rated. So he has a 75 there, which means on a 70 to 75, he'll walk the batter. Anything higher than that, we're going to look on the chart. That's a 79. That is going to be a fly out to right. So, I should probably make sure I clicked on the right button over there. There we go. All right, so fly ball to right. And we got one away, and we move on. So Jorge Cantu. Cantu, there he is, Jorge. And away we go. That is a 2-4. It was a 24 before I clicked it. 24, so you just slide across until you get to, here's an 18, and there's a 34. So you find out what the 34 is. It's a K. So between 18 and 34 will be a strikeout. So down on strikes, Jorge Cantu. So 2 away for Johnny Gomes. We'll find Johnny Gomes. There's his sheet there. Try and keep this centered for you guys. Johnny Gomes. He's a right-hander. That's a 27, so again, sliding over. 21 would be a hit by pitch. 42 is a strikeout, so you can see 27 falls between these two. So it's going to be a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Erik Bedard, and that's going to do it. So I just simply switch these sheets, and we're ready to go. So the starting pitcher is Seth Mcclung. So he's going to be right here. He's the 4th one down if you're going to be kind of look at home, but he's the 4th one down under the one first bold letter. So that should be easy for it. He's a right-hander, so we'll need to know that in case lefty gets a lefty-righty split. Alrighty, here we go. So Seth Mcclung, batting first is Bryan Roberts. So he's the second baseman, and we go. You can have these sheets side by side, which might be easier, whatever you decide to do. He's a super fast runner if you get on. So he rolled a 25, so that is going to be, he doesn't strike out much actually, only 22 to 27, but 25 does fall in that category, so he will strike out. One away, Nick Markakis. He's the right fielder. And rolled a 68, so 60 to 69 will be our hits. Pitcher, Seth Mcclung. So 60 to 65 is a hit. If it's over that, which in this case it is, it's a 68. 68 is going to be a fly ball to center. And that's going to give us our second out. And Melvin Mora, right there he is. That's an 82. So 80 to 89 are your strikeout chance. 82. And Seth Mcclung is only an 80, so it doesn't strike out very much. So anything over 81 to 89 will not be a strikeout. 82 is actually going to be any result from 80 to, and again, I'm just using this other chart over here. You can see here on dice rolls 80 to 89, it's a fly out to center field. Runner on third scores. An F runner can try to advance from second to third. So, all right, so if I can put my sheet back without it falling over, that would be super, super cool. I'm going to have to bend this the other way, I think. There we go. All right. So it's a fly ball to center, and that's going to do it. So we go back, flipping sheets, and it looks like Aubrey Huff is up. Aubrey Huff. There's Aubrey, and away we go. So we're in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors so far. That is a 0-4. Usually really, really low is good for the batter. So Aubrey Huff, 0-1 to 0-9 is an EBH, which stands for extra base hits. That's what this category is over here. So you can see if it's 33 or less, it's a home run. If it's 34 to 96, it's a double. And 97 to 100 would be a triple. But that is adjusted by several things. Number one, it's adjusted by the pitcher. So the pitcher here, Erik Bedard, is a -10, and it's also based upon the home stadium. In this case, Aubrey Huff is a lefty, so it's a -1 and a -10, so that's -11 to his home run rating. So instead of a 33, it's going to knock it all the way down to a 22. So we're going to roll these again. If it's a 22 or less, it is gone. If it's a 23 through 96 will be a double. 97 through 100 will be a triple. And that is a 63, so that is a leadoff double by Aubrey Huff. And we move on. So that brings up Ty Winningham. Winnington. So first hit of the ball game is an extra bases. Ty Winnington. That is a 10, And Ty Winningham, he has an extra base hit chance here. So 48, he's a right-hander, -10 and +2. So it's actually only going to be a -8. So 1 to 40 will now be a home run instead of a 48. 1 to 40, runner on, and it is 69. So back-to-back doubles, and that's going to score the run. Aubrey Huff rounds third, and he's going to trot in as the fielders have a hard time getting that one back in, and the Devil Rays take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Toby Hall is up. Toby Hall is the catcher. He's at the very top here. So Toby Hall. Alan Shaw, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for coming on by. It's a 1-0 ball game for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 2006. And it is a 0-1. So once again, extra base hits. So this is 3 in a row. Extra base hits. Normally they don't come that often. So again, he's a right-hander. So -10 +2. So it's a -8. He's a 38. So it's down to a 30. 1 to 30 will be a home run. So 3 well-hit balls off of Erik Bedard. That is a 34. So he gets enough, the pitcher's good enough to adjust his home run just enough to make it a double. But that is back-to-back-to-back doubles, 3 in a row off the extra base chart. And the Devil Rays take a 2-0 lead. And they're going to have a meeting on the mound here and check out Erik Bedard. He's doing good on my own tonight with the 2 puppies, so watching some YouTube games. Excellent. Excellent to hear. All right. Let me slide this in front over here so I can actually see how the position is. So due up is going to be Travis Lee. So Travis Lee is right there, actually. So that's nice. Most of your common, the players that play the most are up towards the top, and then in the middle are kind of your fringe players, and then down at the bottom is like your really fringe players. So most of the time you look towards the top, you'll find your players in there. Travis Lee, he's number 2 on the list here. And here we go. So runner is second, still no one out. Back-to-back-to-back doubles. And that is a 98. So this is our first time we're going to actually look. And we're going to be looking at 98. So we look at this position. So that's a center fielder, right? So center fielder is Corey Patterson. So if you look at Corey Patterson, we go over to center field. It tells us all of his stats. So the W is his arm. So it's either a weak arm, an average arm, which is the A's, or a strong arm, which are the S's. So he's got a weak arm. And then there is either a star or a comma, which is like this one, or an exclamation point. So star means that he's really good range-wise, okay? A comma means they're average, and an exclamation point means they're really bad. So 3 different ratings there. And then the last number is their error chance. So the first thing we do is we look at this dice here, and this tells us up here at the top, 1 to 4 we're going to check error, and if it's a 5 or 6 we're going to check the range. So on a 5 we're going to check the range of, who did I say it was? Corey Patterson, right. So his range, he's excellent range, which means he gets to everything. So if it's a 5 or a 6, it doesn't matter. He's going to make the catch. So he's going to make the catch on the out. So we are going to check no advancement on the 98. Yes, 98, fly out to center, runners hold. Okay, just wanted to double check that. All right, so it's a fly ball to center. Oop, I got to click back over in here now. Fly ball, center field. And that's how range plays or error checks are done. Pretty simple. Nick Green, let's see where Nick is here. Oh, he's actually all the way at the very bottom. So he probably didn't play that many games, Nick Green here, but he's at the very bottom. He's a right-hander. Erik Bedard is a lefty, so lefty-righty matchup here, favoring the batter. That is a 16. Slide that over. So 16, you can see Erik Green, 0-0-0. So the first thing he can do is a walk. He gets no extra base hits, and he gets no singles. Wow, he is really bad. So a 16 actually takes us between the 9 and the 28, so he strikes out. So Erik Green probably didn't play very many games, and this is why he's not very good. As he, what do we say? He struck out, right? Okay. So that brings up Damien Hollis. There's Damon, and we'll slide this back down for you guys now. All right. So that's two away now. Runner at second, Toby Hall. He's waiting on someone to knock him in. Damien Hollis. Damon was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. As he's 76, so we're going to be checking the walk range. Erik Bedard is 70 to 75. That's a 76. So that would be an out. It's a ground out to short, and we're just going to call that a ground out to short because this will be the third out. They don't need a double play. Otherwise, it would have been second to first double play. So didn't need it, but Devil Rays pick up 2, and this is the first time I think I ever had the Devil Rays on my channel here. We've had the Rays, but this is the first time we had the Devil Rays. So that brings back out Seth Mcclung. He's going to face off against Miguel Tejada. Let's find Miguel Tejada. There he is. So we're just slide our sheet up, and we're ready to go. And that is a 94, so we're going to check the second baseman. Second baseman is going to be Jorge Cantu. So Jorge Cantu, and he's got a weak arm. Explanation point, which means on a 5 or a 6, he would give up a range play, and his error is a 2, which is what this is. So that is going to be an error on Miguel Tejada. I'm sorry, not Miguel Tejada. On Cantu. And it's going to be, the way the rules do it is if it's an even dice roll, it's a 2-base error. If it's an odd dice roll, it's a 1-base error. So this is going to be a 2-base error on Cantu. And so reaches second on an error. And error is going to be on second baseman. So there we go. So Tejada's on second on the E4. That brings up Jay Gibbons. Jay Gibbons, where are you, Jay Gibbons? There you are. All right. And hopefully keep most of these sheets in the lineup for you there. And I think I actually punched the card a little bit, or the camera. Let's see if it's falling out. Let's see if I can adjust the camera here for a second, guys. All right, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so Jay Gibbons, the right fielder, he steps in the box. Seth Mcclung, the righty, so it's a lefty-righty matchup. As a 54, and the low 50 numbers are usually all bad because everything on the batter's cards leads up to a 56. The 56 is the out range for everyone. So if you get a 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, more than likely it's going to be an out. So we just look at the second dice to see what kind of out it is if there's no one on base. Now, in this case, there is someone on base. So, we're actually going to be using our chart here. So this is going to be runner advancement chart on outs on rolls 0 to 59, which is what we had. So in this case, you just grab a 10-sider and a 6-sider, and you're going to roll them. And we're looking at the runner that's on second to see if he can make it to third, and we're going to roll on this chart. The 10-sider tells us which row to use, and the 6-sider tells us which column. So simply cross-reference. So it's a 0, so it's a pop-out. 4, it's a pop out to second. So no advance, it's a pop out to second. And Tejada will have to stay there. So it's a pop out to second base. And we move on to Kevin Millar. And all right, there's Kevin Millar right there. Boom, 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 boom. And away we go. 89. So 89 against your K range for Seth Mcclung. He's only an 80, doesn't strike out many. So it's going to be an 89. It's a fly ball to center field. And again, runner on third scores. An F runner on second can advance. So Tejada, Miguel Tejada is a runner, so he will not advance from second to third. So he will stay there on the fly ball out. And that brings up Javy Lopez, the DH. Javy, there's Javy right there. Two, and that is a strikeout. And that's going to do it. So the error does not cost the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. We go to the top of the third, still 2-0. Due up is the top of the lineup, Carl Crawford, the left fielder. Carl Crawford against Erik Bedard. And that is a 45. I don't know if you can see all the dice, so I'll just bring them back over. Again, that's usually the 40s and 50s are bad for the batter. It's usually an out. Carl Crawford, 31 to 56. So strikeout is a 31. 32 to 56 is an out. We just look at this dice. It's a 5, so it's a ground ball down to third base. One away. Jorge Cantu. And away we go. 0-6. So again, it's an extra base hit. So 41. He's a right-hander, so it's going to be -8. So it's going to take him down to a 33% chance of a home run. It's hit well. It's headed out to the wall. It is 64. Another double. Fourth double of the game for the Devil Rays. They're hitting it well and hitting it in the gap. Johnny Gomes. And that is a 43. So I have to slide these back in. So 43, Johnny Gomes is going to be an out. 42 actually would have been a strikeout. 43 is an out. So now we're going to look at our chart again. We have a runner on second. And again, trying to go from second to third. We look at just a 10-sider and a 6-sider. You don't need both of them. So this time it's row 6. So it's a ground ball to short. And we look at 6 over there, which says hold. So he's going to hold on the ground out to short. And I probably won't be bringing that chart over anymore, just to speed the game along. I just wanted to show you, what it was like for you guys that haven't seen it yet. Hey, Spicer 007, how's it going? Thanks for coming on by. I appreciate it. We're in the top of the third inning, 2-0 Devil Rays. That's right, the Devil Rays from 2006. Due up is going to be Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff started the double chain in the top of the third inning. We had back-to-back-to-back doubles. Aubrey Huff led the inning off with a double. Let's see what he does now. We have Jorge Cantu on second. A double will score him. So it's a 2-2. So that is actually, at 22, you see, is a walk. But I actually use there is a optional rule, which I will show you guys here. There's a optional rule. It's called on the button, which means whatever their highest stat number is for like walks and strikeouts, it switches those. So instead of a walk on a 22, you get a strikeout, and on a 28, he would actually get a walk instead of a strikeout because they're on the button. So I use this optional rule. You don't have to necessarily. So on the W, the catcher frames the pitch and gets a call for a strike, and so it's a strikeout. And actually, you have to check. So we have to actually look at the catcher first. I did not know that. Good thing I double checked this. So the catcher is going to be Ramon Hernandez. He is actually catching. He is a comma, which means he's average, which means he doesn't have good enough skills to turn a walk into a strikeout. So this is actually going to be a walk. And then same thing with the catcher, but they have to be an exclamation point catcher. Neither one of these are both average catchers for range at least. So neither one will change walks or strikeouts. So that's good to know. All right. So that's actually going to be a walk now. So runners at first and second now. That brings up Ty Winnington. Ty Winnington. There we go, Ty. He got a double in the second inning. That is a 19, so 19 is going to be a walk. So back-to-back walks, and that's going to load the bases, and a little bit of trouble here for Erik Bedard at home. There is 2 away, though, so all important. Toby Hall, he got a double his first time up. Toby Hall, he's all the way, no, that was Nick Green. Toby Hall is all the way up here at top. So let's see if Toby Hall can get something going for the Devil Rays. That is a 7-6. So 76 is going to be, it's up to 75 was a walk. A 76 is an out. It's ground ball to short. It would have been a double play, but they don't need a double play again. They get out of the inning on a ground ball. Making the stop there is Tejada and the throw. And the Devil Rays load the bases but come up empty. So Ramon Hernandez is coming out, the catcher. All right, Ramon Hernandez. He's a 98, so we're going to be testing the center fielder. Center fielder for the Rays is Damien Hollis. So let's look at Damien Hollis here. Damien Hollis. Center field, weak arm, bad range, and a 0 error. So the 3, so that dice is higher than the 0. So one thing to note, even if they have a error of 0, if the dice comes up as a 1 and they have a 0, what you do is assume this is a 1/, okay? So what you do is if they have an error of 0 and a 1 comes up, because obviously you can't roll a 0, right? What you do is you roll this again on a 1 and 2, it would be an error. So that would be an error on someone that has a 0. So your first thing is you need to have the 1 to make it an error check, and if they have a 0, you roll it again, and if it's a 1 or 2, then it's an error. If it's a 3, 4, 5, or 6, it's not. So in this case, it was not an error to the center fielder. So we got a fly out to center, and 1 away. Corey Patterson. Corey Patterson, there we go. Lefty. Seth Mcclung is a righty, so advantage to the batter if they get that lefty-righty split. And that is a 68, so we're going to look at the hit chart. Seth Mcclung is a 65, that is a 68, so that will be an out. It's going to be a fly ball to center. And 2 away for Bryan Roberts, he's right there. So Bryan Roberts, second baseman, struck out in the first. 22, and that is going to be a strikeout. 21 was a walk, 22 is a strikeout. So that's going to do it for Baltimore, and we move on to the 4th inning. So Lee Travis, first baseman, steps into the box. Erik Bedard can face 29 batters. So he's only on, it's coming up on, what is that, 1870. He's got, this is number 16, so he's got a little while. Lee Travis, the first baseman, 59, and there goes the lefty-righty splits. So you can see everything, as I mentioned, is out at 56. 57, 58, and 59 are all the lefty-righty splits. So Travis Lee is a lefty. Erik Bedard is a lefty. So that will be an out. So it's a fly ball to right. I just look at the yellow dice. It tells me what the result is whenever there's no one on base. If there's someone on base, then you got to use the charts, okay? But it's not going to matter if there's no one on base. So to simplify things, I just look at the yellow dice. It tells me which position it was hit to. All right, Nick Green. He's the one that's all the way down at the bottom here. Nick Green is awful. Nick Green doesn't even get a hit. He can only get a walk. That's all he can get, unless it comes off the pitcher card or chart or whatever you want to call it. 69, he's going to get a hit. No, he's not. Erik Bedard, 65. He needed a 60 to 65 would have given him a hit. But he's not. It's not a hit. It's a fly ball to right. Look at the number again. Fly ball to right. There you go. All right. So Nick Green is out, and it brings up Damien Hollis. Hollins. I guess it's not Hollis. It's Hollins. Hollins. Damien Hollins, righty. Right fielder. He grounded to short his first time up. We're in the top of the fourth inning. 69, again, same number, just outside his hit range. So 69 is a fly ball to right. So I think that was a fly ball to right, fly ball to right, and fly ball to right. Not a very good inning, but the right fielder making some good catches out there. So Nick Markakis, actually, for the 2006 Baltimore Orioles, Nick Markakis. And away we go here. It's Seth Mcclung. He can face 27 batters. He's only faced 10 so far. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. He's only given up. Nope. I shouldn't have said it. Because now he'll give it up. Nick Markakis. 6-2, and that's going to probably do it. Seth Mcclung. So 60 to 65 is a hit. And just as I was going to say, he hasn't given up a hit yet. Of course, as soon as you see it, it screws it, right? So there it is. There's your hit. And then all hits off the pitcher are automatic singles. So Nick Markakis breaks up the no-hitter. And we move on. Melvin Mora. Unbelievable. I could do that every single time. It's like as soon as I notice there's a no-hitter going, boom, next roller, it's hit. Melvin Moore, 41, probably an out. It is an out, so we got to use this chart. We can't just look at the dice and see where it was hit because we have a runner on. So we're going to just roll these two. So we got a runner first. We want to see if he advances to second, so we're going to use this chart. It's going to be 8, which is a fly ball to center field, and a 3, which is a hold. So it's fly ball to center, and the runner is going to hold. Fly to center. There we go. Thank you. Done. All right. So Miguel Tejada. Miguel. 2-0 Devil Rays. Bottom of 4. That is a 97. So we're going to be looking at the left fielder. Left fielder for the Devil Rays is Carl Crawford. Carl Crawford is a error of 0. It was a 1. So we're going to roll it again because he's a 0. At a 1 or 2, it will be an error. It's a 5, so no error. So it's going to be a fly ball to left. And Markakis will stay on base. 2A for Jay Gibbons. There we go. Jay Gibbons. 22, that could be good. 22 is actually a hit by pitch. 22 is a hit by pitch. I don't know. I don't think there's any on the button for that because there's only usually one number to get hit. Single, double, triples, home runs, walks, and strikeouts are the only thing. Yeah, so hit by pitch. So he hit him. And Gibbons is on. Kevin Millar, 2 men on. Runners at first and second. Gibbons at first. Markakis at second. Best opportunity for the Orioles so far in this game. Bottom of 4. Seth Mcclung gets the signs and the windup. Here it comes. 86. We're looking at strikeout chance. Mcclung, he doesn't strike many people out. It's going to be a fly ball to center, and that's going to do it. And Baltimore cannot cash in in the 4th. We go to the 5th. And due up is Carl Crawford, left fielder, making that good play. Did not have the error. And he has flew out to right field and grounded to third base. So Carl Crawford starting off the 5th inning here. That is a 67. So hit chance. Bedard is only up to 65, so no. So 67 is a fly ball to left. 1 away. Jorge Cantu. There we go. Cantu is the second baseman. Cantu. It's like Canchu. Is that Street Fighter or something? Conchu? No, Conchu. What is that? Anyways, Jorge Cantu. 98s are going to be testing the center fielder, and that is going to be for Baltimore, is Corey Patterson. Corey Patterson, it was an error check. I can tell that. So Patterson, where are you? Corey Patterson. He's a 1 error. That's a 3, so it's simple. Good catch. It's going to be, what is it going to be? It's going to be a fly ball. There we go. Out to center field, right? There you go. All right. All right, Cantu's out. Johnny Gomes. Johnny Gomes. For the Devil Rays, the right fielder struck out and grounded to short. That's a 65, and that is a hit off of Bedard. So 65 is on the button, but I don't think you use those off of the I would think not, because these numbers they don't have as good a range as when you come up over here. So I'm just going to do it off the batter's card. And if this thing doesn't stay up, I'm going to try to drive me kindness. But that will be a single. There we go. So single by Johnny Gomes. Aubrey Huff, double and a walk. Aubrey Huff. Almost reminds me like an author's name there. Aubrey Huff. Writing murder mysteries there. Aubrey Huff. The Ghost in the Mansion of the Past by Aubrey Huff. All right, Aubrey Huff, runner on first. We could look at Johnny Gomes and actually look at stealing. We have not actually had runners at like first that needed to steal. So the way that's done, Johnny Gomes here, is it gives you your stolen base success range. He's only a 17. And Ramon Hernandez has a strong arm, so you subtract 10 from that. So you'd have a 7% chance. So probably not going with a 7% chance of being successful, right? All right, so Aubrey Huff, The Ghost of the Mansion of the Past by Aubrey Huff. And 27 is going to be too high. That will be a strikeout. So that's going to do it for the Devil Rays. We move to the bottom of the 5th. And due up is Javy Lopez. Now he sounds like his name reminds me of somebody that'd be like a rapper or something. Javy Lopez. All right. He's a right-hander. Don't forget Seth Mcclung is a right-hander. So 57, 58, and 59 will be an out. Oh, we got the 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So, when you roll 0 zeros, there is a special chart for the 0 zeros. So there's if bases are empty, and then there is if there's runners on. You always start off at the very simple one, which is bases empty, 0, but you have a chance of going to the double good, or the double triple good, or it keeps going weirder and weirder the more charts you go. So you have the double zeros, you have the double good zeros, and then you have the double fun zeros. So you can make it all the way down the chart. We rolled a 1 on there. It's rain is possible, so we're just going to ignore that because we're doing just a one-off here on this, so we're going to give him a reroll. Javy Lopez. Javy. But, yeah, there's some crazy, really cool results on these. You got shallow pop fly to center. There's a collision roll of dice. There's possible base players are hurt. There's all kinds of different wild and crazy things. A lot of times they don't come into play because sometimes they're injuries or rainouts or things like that. But they're fun sometimes to roll it. All right, so Javy Lopez starting off the bottom of the 5th, still only 2-0. That is a 14. Javy is going to get a single. Straight up single. Now, Javy, he's got no chance to steal, so I guess he's not going to steal. Ramon Hernandez. So the first thing you look at is the stolen base attempts. There is a built-in system or the manager steal system. All right. So the stolen base attempts shows you how many times they tried to steal. So Ramon Hernandez only tried to steal once, and he's got a 100% success chance. So he probably was successful in real life. That's why he's got a 100% chance to do it. But you do need to get the jump before you can do it, and that's based upon the pitcher's hold rating. Just trying to keep this other chart up over there, so it keeps stop falling down on me. So Ramon Hernandez, runner at first, bottom of 5, 23, and he's hit by the pitch. Exactly what he needed again. That is his second hit by pitch that Seth Mcclung has thrown so far. So 2 men on, nobody out. Corey Patterson. We might look at Patterson here. Where's Patterson? We got to look over here, right? Patterson. Corey Patterson. So Corey Patterson, he has a sacrifice hit of 5. So what you do is, if you decide you're going to sacrifice, so you got to roll the number, okay? You got to roll your number or less, so 5 or less. And then that means you got it down, and now you got to see if it's a good sacrifice. You got to roll again, and you have to roll your number or less. So if you roll higher, then that's bad. Obviously, it's bad. So he's going to try and lay down a bunt here, trying to get both runners in scoring position. So Corey Patterson, 1 to 5, will be successful. It's down there. It looks like a good bunt, and now. There. So I think here is the base stealing information chart, and then there's a chart for the. I don't keep all these charts out because you don't use them all the time, right? So I just need to find it. There's only like 5 pages of rules, so it's not very much. I just have to find the right page. It's probably on the back side of the sheet I already have out. Well, there it is. So you got your hit and run charts, your sacrifice. All right, so it was a 2, so it's picked up by the catcher. All right, and now we roll a second time. Second roll, see if it's a good sacrifice. If it's outside the range, the lead runner's out, and the batter's safe at first. If its second roll is a 6, it's popped up. You're going to roll again to see if it's a double play. So first one was good, second one is good, so it's a good sacrifice, and we move on. So you might need these charts, for the first couple times you do it, but after that, it's pretty self-explanatory. So good sacrifice by Corey Patterson, sacrifice hit, runners move up, and it was to the catcher, assist to the catcher, and put out by first. So runners move up into second and third. That brings up the top of the lineup, Bryan Roberts. There he is, Bryan Roberts. He's a switch hitter, so he will automatically get a hit on a 57, 58, and 59. All right, so that's 18 batters now. This will be number 19. I don't think playing runners in, right? So, or playing defense in. So if you play your infield in, here's the, you ignore all this information if there's a 93 to 99, which calls for a defensive check. You can try and stop the runner on third from scoring on plays hit to any of your infielders or in. However, if it's a ground ball or a line drive is hit to that fielder, you're going to roll a D6, and a 1 to 3 gets past him. On a 4-6, he's going to make the play. So 50-50 shot if you play him in. They will miss the ball. But defense will play in, try and cut down, keep that runner from scoring. And Bryan Roberts, there's only one out here. Bryan Roberts, your second baseman, leadoff man. Here comes the roll. It's only 2-0 ball game. 60, that's going to be a hit off of Scott Kazmir. 60 falls. I'm sorry, Seth McClung. He's a 65. So 60 to 65 is a hit. These are hits. So now we got to look at our charts. We know the runner from third's coming in, so now we got to find out if the runner comes home from second. So this is the first time we actually looked at this chart. So same thing, and you just simply go, it is a 5 and a 2. So 5, it's hit to center field. And column 4 says all runners advance from second to home, of course. Actually, all I think means all runners take the extra base. Right, so it's going to take the extra base on the single and 2 RBIs, and we got us a tie ball game. It's like kissing your cousin. It's a tie ball game. So RBI single and 2 runs come in. Hernandez and Lopez, 2-2 ball game. Runner first is Bryan Roberts. Let's see what his steal looks like. He had 43 stolen bases in the regular season. So he's going to try and give it a whirl. The catcher is Toby Hall. Toby Hall is only an average arm, so he is going to try to do it. So before he tries to do it, I will show you those charts again for you guys. So there is a jump rating. So you look at the pitcher. The pitcher is Seth Mcclung. He's a right-hander, and he has a weak arm. So a right-hander and a weak arm. And you look at right-handed pitchers, weak arm. So only on one will he prevent the runner from getting a jump. A lefty with a weak arm is a 1-2. And if he had an average arm for right-handers, 1-2. He had a strong arm, right-handers, 1-3. Lefties, weak arm, 1-2. Average arm, 1-3. And a strong arm, 1-4. And then if you roll a 0-0, if you roll a dice roll of 95 to 98, there's a pickoff attempt. There's a pickoff chart for it as well. So he's going to try and get the jump. It's the only way Seth Mcclung stops him. Right-hander with a weak arm is a 1. Otherwise, he will get the chance. So if it's anything but a 1, we'll look at the percentile. And the percentile for Bryan Roberts is 84%. Is he going to go? It's a 6, so he goes, and it's a 63. Now, sometimes on a 6, like you might check for errors or something, but I don't see it on the steal attempt. But I don't see that. So it looks like it's 6. If the there is a 6 on the pickoff chart, but only on the pickoff chart. There's no other 6 that I can see. So we're just going to give it a straight up steal a second there. So getting into scoring position is going to be Bryan Roberts. And just like that, the Baltimore Orioles are in business. Nick Markakis. Nick is quickly becoming one of my favorite players as he plays for my Atlanta Braves 2018. So he's been in the league a long time. He's 2006. It's now 2008, 19. So what's that, 13 years already. So Nick Markakis. And that is a 80 on the button, an 80. And that is what Seth Mcclung, remember. So you'll remember the pitcher's numbers after you use them for a while. I remembered 80 was a strikeout. So that is going to be a strikeout for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Melvin Mora. So Melvin Mora here, tie ball game in the 5th inning. 50 on the button, and usually, again, that's probably bad, but we'll just double check it. It is. And there is a runner on second base. So technically we should use the chart just to make sure. On and out, it is a 5, so it's a ground out to third. That's all I need to know. It's a ground out to third. Ground out to third. And doesn't matter what happens to the runner because it's the third out. All right, so the Baltimore Orioles score 2 in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2-2 ball game. So we go to the 6th inning. Ty Winningham, and I'm going to try and say his name right now. Oh, I got to switch charts. So Ty Winningham is now up. He doubled and walked, so they haven't got Ty out yet. That is a 75, and Bedard is still there, and 75 is what he does for a walk. So that is up. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want to bring in a substitute. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Walk is a B. There we go. So walks on Ty Winningham. He's a 57. Remember, strong arm of Hernandez takes it down to the 47% chance. So a little bit of a risk there. Toby Hall. So I don't think he's going to try to steal. Not here in the top of the 6th inning. Let's see if Toby Hall can get him across. Toby Hall. There is also hit and runs as well as sacrifice. So hit and run, he is actually an A, which I think is really good. Let me check my chart. I think that would be a good one. Where is the damn chart? Oh, it's on the back of this sheet, right? Because I have them, you know. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna put on the hit and run. So I don't do hit and runs often, being a National League guy, but he's a hit and run of A. So now sounds like as good as a time as any. Let's do it. So we're going to look at this chart here. Use the pitcher's grade for dice rolls 90 or 60 to 89. Also use the pitcher's negative rating. Can't hit and run with the bases full, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's see what happens. It is a 58. So 22 to 59. Let's slide this back so we can look. So 22 to 59. If the second digit is a 0 or 1, so that's this one, it's a pop out. If the second digit is a 2, it's a line out. If the second digit is 3 to 6, it's a ground out. Runners advance. If the second digit is a 7 to 9, it's a fly out. Runner returns safely to their base. It is an 8, so it's a fly out to center field. And unfortunately, Toby Hall is a right-hander, and Erik Bedard is a lefty. If we wouldn't have hit and run, he would have had a single, because a 59 or 58 is the lefty-righty split. So unfortunately for him, that would have been a single, but instead it's going to be a fly ball, and it's going out to center field. So of course, this is why I put on the hit and run. And if I wouldn't have, he would have got a hit. So that's how things go when you live in my world. That's what happens. Y'all just living in my world. All right, let's try this again. This stupid chart does not like to stay up. All right, so Travis Lee is his name. So we're going to give Travis Lee, he's a C hit and run. So we put on the hit and run, and it backfired for the Devil Rays. Apologize to the Devil Rays. The manager, Joe Madden, back in 2006. Exit 35, and that will be an out. We do have a runner on first. So I'll bring this chart over for you guys one more time. So first to second. It's a column 2, so it's a pop-up. 5 is the third. So it's a pop-up to third. So runner's not moving anywhere. So it's pretty simple. I'm not going to keep sliding that over. I know I keep saying that, but probably won't do it anymore. And staying on first. Okay. So 2 away, and Nick Green, yeah, he's the guy all the way down here at the bottom who can't hit worth anything. Nick Green. I'm actually going to look him up. I'm going to look him up. Click on Nick Green here. So Nick Green in 2006 played 17 games for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, had 45 plate appearances. He had 39 at bats. He scored 4 runs, had 3 hits, batted .077. Then he was traded from the Devil Rays to the New York Yankees. For the Yankees, he had 82 plate appearances, 75 at bats, scored 8 runs, had 18 hits, batted .240 for the Yankees. So did nothing for the Devil Rays, absolutely nothing, and that's why he's got just terrible stats on his stat line. But it'd be interesting to see, and for an experiment, because I'm sure you all like experiments, right? We're actually going to look at the New York Yankees 2006 sheet. And here it is, and see if his stats are any better. Nick Green, oh yeah, much better. Much better. So these are individual based on when the team. It's not just a, so 0 to 9 is a home run. You can see for the Devil Rays, 0 to 9, 9 is a walk. He's got no home runs. He's got no singles because he didn't get a hit for the Devil Rays. So anyways, I thought you guys might like to see a 2 away, probably 3 away with Nick Green up. We could pinch hit for him, right? Possibly. The Devil Rays did bring a pinch hitter in, but it was Russell Bryan for Johnny Gomes. They left Nick Green in, so we're going to leave Nick in. We're going to beat him with or without 97, so this is actually going to be left fielder test. Left fielder is, it's Markakis is in left, really. So Nick Markakis in left field, strong arm, great range, error 1. This is a 2, so no error on Markakis, and that's going to do it. That is a fly ball to, I got to click back on over here now, don't I? Damn it. Fly ball to left, and that's going to do it for the top of the 6th. Go to the bottom of the 6th. I slowed way down because I'm showing you guys what's going on and everything. So Miguel Tejada. Where are we with Scott McClung? 27. So he's got 2, 4, 6 more batters left. 2-2 ball game. Oh, 0-0 chart. Once again, where's our 0-0 charts? 0-0 charts. And base is empty, 0-0, and we roll the 4 this time. Hit by pitch. The batter charges the mound, and you take it from here. Maybe a fight. Batter gets tossed, and that is it. We have a big old bro fight going on in the mound here. As the third batter by Seth Mcclung gets plunked, hit by the pitch, and then Tejada is ejected for charging the mound, and the pitcher is ejected. Warnings given out. Any more hit by pitch, the pitcher's automatically removed from the game. Tempers flaring here between Baltimore and, Baltimore's been hit. Let's see, Jay Gibbons was hit in the 4th inning. Ramon Hernandez was hit in the 5th inning, and now Miguel Tejada takes it into his own hands, hit by pitch. But we're going to have to insert a new batter into the lineup, I think is what we're going to have to do here. Insert a new batter in the lineup. As Miguel Tejada is out, he's a shortstop. So I need the backup shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles. in 2016. Let's look at their games played. Left field, outfield, pitchers, infield. Chris Gomez is an infield. A lot of utility players, but it doesn't actually tell me, like, I need to find a shortstop for the Orioles since Tejada is out. And it doesn't show us on the sheets what position they played. And we got to get a new pitcher, but I need Miguel Tejada first out of there. Let's see. Let's look at Chris Gomes. Where's he? Chris Gomes. Slow. He probably didn't play. I'm going to have to click on a couple of the players and see if it'll tell me. Shortstop, second base, and first base. So Chris Gomes does have some shortstop. So it looks like Chris Gomes is coming in because he played a lot of games, 55 games, had 142 plate appearances. Left field, outfield. All right. There's no, yeah, so Chris Gomes is coming in to take over Tejada at number 4. So we're going to put in new, I think it's Chris Gomes. He's going to play shortstop. No, I can't, wait, no, it's because it's going to put it, okay, cancel that. We're going to go back up here. Nerd a new bat. Okay, can't do it like that. Lineup manager, maybe? All right, so for Tejada, we're going to put in, who is this? Chris Gomes, right. So Chris Gomes, he's going to play short. Okay, let's see if that freaks the game out now. Did it not? All right, hang on. There's got to be a way to do it. Pinch hitter, pinch runner. Yeah, because he can't be at first base either. So we're going to have to put in. We don't want a batter. We want. Oh, no. Shite. No. I don't. No. Now I got to undo that because I hit the wrong button. Undo strikeout. There we go. All right. Hit by pitch. We're going to have to put in a pinch runner. That runner is going to be Chris Gomes. Run for man on first. Okay. Not really. It's interesting. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. But all right, let's move on. Is this game in again? What comes with the game? How much is it? Thank you. Yeah, the game is non-expensive at all. It plays really quickly. It has a nice flow to it. There's only a couple charts you need. You get your whole everything, so it has a very low profile on your table. I think it's pretty good. It's not very expensive. You can get one full season. One full season is like, I don't know, $3, $4, $5 or something, but it gets you all the teams, right? So all the different teams. You can, if you buy 10 seasons or more, you can get it down to like $3 a piece, or you can buy everything from 1900 up to 2018, which is 118 seasons. You can get that for $99, so it's less than like 50 cents a season. So that's up to you, my friend. So after 3 hit by pitches, looks like we have us a. So we have to bring in a new pitcher now because the pitcher got thrown out as well. So let's look at what happened here. We just had a big fight on the field. So I've got a. Looks like Jesus Colomine is coming in, assuming I have him on my sheet here. Nope. Brian Meadows. What about Brian Meadows? So Brian Meadows, the right-hander, is going to come in. So Brian Meadows. Meadow. M. Oh, shoot. I don't actually have him. Yeah. I'm going to actually add him in. Add a player to the roster. Meadows. Meadows. What's his first name? Brian. Brian. And Brian Meadows is a right-hander. Okay, so hit OK. Now flip back over. New pitcher. Now he should be in the list. There he is. He does not bat. All right, so Brian Meadows is coming in to pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning after we just had a brawl after the 3rd player was hit by the pitch. We had a 0-0 chart, which are rare plays, and one of the rare play was hit by the pit, and the batter charges the mound, and you decide who gets ejected. So after he hit 3 players, Gibbons in the 4th inning, he hit Ramon Hernandez in the 5th inning, and now he hit Miguel Tejada. Tejada's out. So is Seth Mcclung. This is game number 2 of the season, and these guys are going at it already. So Jay Gibbons is going to step up. 2-2 ball game, bottom of 6, runner at first. Chris Gomes has come in to replace Miguel Tejada. So Jay Gibbons rolled a 10, and Gibbons, that is an extra base hit for Gibbons. What kind of extra base hit is it? So Brian Meadows is add 16. He's a left-hander in Baltimore, so it's a -1. So we're going to add 15 to his home run check. Wow. So add 15. What is it? 16 -1. So add 15. That's a 51. So home run on a 1 to 51. Otherwise, he gets a double. And that is an 80. So he gets a double. We have a runner on first. Now we got to find out if the runner can come home from first. So first home on a double. And it's 8. I got to use the right damn chart. That would help. Yeah, that is the right chart. Okay, wanted to make sure I grabbed the right chart. So it's column 8. So it's to center field. We're going to use the arm rating of the center fielder at column 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All. So he is going to make it. So coming in to score all the way from first is Chris Gomes. Just came in as a pinch runner and also to take over in shortstop. And the double by Jay Gibbons. And that's the way to get back at the other team, is to get yourself a double and take the lead. So that brings up Kevin Millar. And I've switched off. There we go. All right, so now you guys, I can see you guys again because I had to look some stuff up on the internet there. So Kevin Millar rolls a 92. So 92s are going to be your pass ball chances against the catcher. And in this case, it's Toby Hall. And he has a 3, but that is a 4. So that is outside. So he blocks it. There is a runner on, so we get a redo here for Kevin Millar. So no pass ball as Toby Hall gets in front of that one. As a 10, as a single, extra bases only to 8. So 9 to 16 is a single for Millar. And he's going to lace his single. Now we got to see if the runner from second comes home. And flip this chart over. Column 5, number 5. So second home on a single, 5. It's hit to center field. 5 is all. So he is going to come in. So on the single, coming around third, here comes the throw. No, it's cut off, and Gibbons is going to score. And the Orioles take a 4-2 lead. Runner at first is Millar. No sense trying to steal at this point, so Javy Lopez is up. Javy, he rolled a 46. That is going to be an out. We have a runner on first, so we're going to look at the chart for runner at first trying to go to second. So column 2, it's a pop-up to the first baseman. So no advance there. No double play or anything. It's just a pop-up to, I think it was first, right? So one away. Ramon Hernandez, the catcher. That's a 14, and he's going to get a single. So we're going to look at the advancement chart on the singles. Runner at first, trying to go to second on the single. Row 2, call 3. So 2, 3 is a hold. So he's only going to make it to second. He'll stop there. On the single, runner will stop at second. So Millar's at second. Hernandez at first. That brings up Corey Patterson. Oops. Corey Patterson. After the fight, it inspired the Orioles here. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Tejada inspired his team by charging the mound after he was hit by a pitch to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Third batter hit by Baltimore. Started a brawl on the mound. Tejada ejected. Seth Mcclung ejected. And now the Orioles, after that, double, single, pop-up and a single. Corey Patterson, 93, so 93 is actually going to be testing the first baseman. First baseman is Travis Lee, and it is a 3. He is a 0, so no error. No error on the 93. It's a ground out to first. It's second to first double play, and so that is going to be a 3-6-3, and they're going to get out of the inning. Double play, 3-6-3. Wait a minute. Cancel that. Is he on second or is he on? He's on second. So how is he on second? Why? Oh, why? What? Why is? Go. Undo. What are you doing to me? Double play. Undo the double play. Right. So it should be down here. I'm not sure why the thing was up at the top. Anywho, yeah, he is on first, and a runner on first and second. Correct. So it should be a double play to end the inning. Ground ball double play. 3-6-3. And that should do it. It does. Okay, but the Orioles pick up 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th. And we move on to the 7th inning. And Erik Bedard, 29. So this is number 27 coming up. Damien Hollis. Damien Hollis. So he'll stay in. Let's see. Bedard is a lefty. So Hollis is up. Then Crawford, he's a lefty. Cantu is a righty. So he might stay in to face off against Crawford and then be pulled. We'll see. Damien Hollis here in the top of the 7th. It's a 92, so pass ball attempt. Since there's nobody on base, when you roll for a pass ball, I think it's a pop-up to the catcher if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. There's only like 3 pages of rules, so if you can't find it, there's something wrong with you. Catcher symbol, blah, blah, blah. If bases are empty, it's a pop-out to the catcher. Thank you. I am a genius. All right, so that brings up Crawford, which will be batter number 28. But Crawford is a lefty, so since Bedard is a lefty, he'll get the out versus Crawford on a 57, 58, and 59, which is a lefty-righty splits. 91 is actually a wild pitch rating. His wild pitch is a 4. And I'm thinking if the number is within your range, then it's a wild pitch. But let me just double check that. But it doesn't matter because there's no runners on, right? Bases are empty. Where's the wild pitch stuff? Bum, 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 bum. Pitcher control. It's probably on the pitcher control. If there are men on base for a wild pitch, if no one is on base, the batter pops out on a 90 and lines out to a 91. Okay. If there are men on base, it's a wild pitch. Runners advance. Check for a wild pitch with the D6. If no one is on base. So I'm assuming if the number is within that range, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it'd be a wild pitch. 5 or 6 would not be a wild pitch. All right, because it doesn't specifically say that. It just says check the D6 for a wild pitch. Whether it's a wild pitch or not, the batter gets to roll again. If no one is on base, the batter pops up on a 90 or lines out on a 91. So we rolled a 91, so that's going to be a line out to the pitcher. Look at that. How convenient. So he's going to line out to the pitcher. And that's going to do it for Erik Bedard. Let me refresh my page there. For some reason, it's like spinning. So coming in to pitch is going to be Jim Browers. Let's see. Do we have Jim Browers on here? Doesn't look like it. Erik DuBose. Am I looking at the right teams? Oh, there's Sandy Rio. Let me make sure. Erik DuBose. Erik DuBose. I don't see an Erik DuBose, and I don't see a Jim Brower. Now, these guys might have only pitched a couple games. Jim Brower. I don't see him either. So it looks like we're going to have to bring in. You know what? There's 2 away. We're going to leave Erik Bedard in That's 27, 28. This will only be his 29. So Jorge Cantu. Let's see if he can get through this inning. Let's try that. All right. Refresh my page for you guys. There we go. So no one on two-way here in the top of the 7th. And that is a 1-2, 12. And that's going to be a single. Oops. Got to click back over here. Single. And they're going to try one more batter with him, Johnny Gomes, right-hander, which means all of his walk, his strikeout range go down by 1 point for every extra batter, I think, and his hit rating goes up by 1, something like that. Let's look it up if it matters. 51, and that is probably going to be an out on Johnny Gomes, and sure enough, it is an out. We have a runner on at first, so we get a roll. Just to make sure we do this properly. Row 5, column 4 is ground ball to third. And that's going to do it. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time. We'll worry about the pitcher in a minute. Oh, you know what we need? Damn it. We forgot when we were over on this side. Damn, we should have. Because right now, the game doesn't think there's a shortstop in the game. Huh. Because you forgot to put the batter in. Can I click down here? Insert batter? No. I have to. Let's just wait till we get down there. It's fine. Okay. Bryan Roberts. Orioles up 4-2, inspired after Tejada charges the mound in the 6th inning. I take a 4-2 lead, 7-5. Who did I say was pitching? Brian Meadows. So 7-5. He doesn't walk, guys. That is an out. Ground ball to third, actually, is what that is. Nick Markakis. Nick is struck out, singled, and flew out to center field. 9-1. That is going to be a wild pitch check again. Meadows is a 4. That is a 5, so it's outside the range. So no wild pitch, so redo. No wild pitch. Markakis gets a redo. 88. Strikeout chance. Meadows. And no strikeout chance. He's actually a 79. So that'll be a something as we have a there's no one on base, so 89 is just going to be a fly ball to right. Right. And Melvin Mora is 0 for 3. Where's Melvin Mora? He's not having a very good day. Couple fly balls to center field and a ground out to third. 71, so walk chance. Brian Meadows 71. That will be a walk. He doesn't give up many walks, but he gave him up that time. Now we should insert new batter, right? Because Tejada's not in there. And we can't add Chris Gomes because it thinks, well, maybe. Duplicate entry, right. Right. Okay, check the lineup manager here. All right, so there we go. Chris Gomes is now the shortstop after Tejada got thrown out. So Chris Gomes, there we are. Chris Gomes facing off against Brian Meadows. And that is a 0-2. So 0-2 is going to be an extra base hit. So 22. Meadows, though, adds 16. And he's a right-hander, so -2. So 16 minus 2 is 14. So we're going to add 14. It's going to go up to 36 or less will be a home run. Otherwise, they'll get a double. Has a 43, so that will be a double. And we got to see if the runner can make it from first now on the double. Chris Gomes comes in inspired by Tejada. Inspired by Tejada charging the mound. Chris Gomes says, I got to do something for my team. He laces one into left center field. That is row 9, number 1. And he'll hold. Runner will hold, but he could risk. If we try to send him, roll D6, 1 to 2, he's safe. 3 to 6, he's out. You know what? Screw it. We're sending him. Screw it. 1 to 2, he's safe. 3, 4, 5, 6, he's out. Here he comes. The play at the plate, Malvin Mora. The ball was hit to. Where to go to? Right field. The right fielder out there is going to be Johnny Gomes. He gets it on the hop and throws it. He guns it. Oh, got him at the plate. So we got a double, and Mora is out at home. Trying to get the assist. Goes to the right fielder. Oops, right fielder. The out is the catcher. So took a chance, but that does it for the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. Sometimes you just got to go for it, right? Sometimes you just got to go for it. Aubrey Huff. Double walk strikeout, and he's facing off against. Oh, we got to. Did we bring in our pitcher yet? New pitcher. Right. We got to bring in a new pitcher now. Right. So the new pitcher is going to be the new pitcher. I'll tell you who it's going to be. The new pitcher is going to be the Troy Hawkins is going to come in. LaTroy Hawkins. We added him the other day, so I know he's in the system. There he is. So LaTroy Hawkins, right-hander, is coming in to face off against the lefty Aubrey Huff. Not great move there by the manager, but let's see what happens. It is an 88. LaTroy Hawkins, 88. So he's got a ×1 there, which means any hit that comes off any batter that ends in a 1, like if you roll, say, a 21 or 31 or 41 and it's a hit, will actually be a strikeout instead. So, because he is really good at striking out, or has lots of strikeouts, we'll just say, right? I don't know if it actually gives us his ratings here. Let's see. Pitched 60 innings. It was 3-2 with a 4.48. But anyways, that will be a strikeout. I would just make sure if the K rating has a ×1, then it wipes out strikeouts. It's now. Oh, I'm sorry. If the K1 rating, right there, K1 rating is a ×1, then instead of a strikeout, it's a ground out to the pitcher, batter out at first. All runners advance 1 base. So it's going to be a ground ball to the pitcher instead of a strikeout. He's not good at striking out people.
Are you trying to make up for time?
Ty Winnington. We're in the top of the 8th. 1 away. 2 walks and a double for Ty Winnington. That's a 31. Ty Winnington is going to strike out. And that brings up Toby Hall. And that is a 49. And it's going to be an out. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-2 ball game. Jay Gibbons. And he will be not facing Brian Meadows anymore. He will be facing off against I will tell you here in a second. This is game number 2 for Tampa Bay. And it's going to be Travis Harper, the righty. He's way down at the bottom, but that's just what we're going to have to do. So Gibbons, it's going to be facing off against Harper. I don't think Harper's in the game, so I actually have to add him into the Harper. Is he in there? He is not, so I got to add a player. H-A-R Harper. First name Travis. Travis Harper. He is a right-hander. Okay, and save the roster. Hit OK. And then switch back and new pitcher. Travis Harper does not bad. Thank you very much. All right, so Travis Harper against Jay Gibbons. Right fielder, 1 for 3 with a double. Was also hit by a pitch. Popped up to second. Jay Gibbons, 7-7, so walk chance against Travis Harper. Not a walk. 77 will be a fly ball to left. 1 away. That brings up Kevin Millar. Kevin Millar, single, fly ball to center, and a fly ball to center. A 0-9 for Millar. That is a single. Just missed his extra base hit chance. Javy Lopez, runner at first. Up by 2. Yeah, they're not going to risk it. Javy Lopez. 95, so third baseman. It's going to be Ty Winnington. And at third base, he's an error of 3. That is an error. It's a 1-base error. So reaches on an error. Reach first on an error. And Millar will go to second. Error on to third baseman, Ty Winnington. And now there's first and second, 1 away. Ramon Hernandez. Travis Harper trying to get out of the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-2, possible hit. And Travis Harper gives up a lot of hits. He's up to a 72. He actually goes into some of the walk area. So that will be a hit. Runners at first and second, so we need to check on the runner going from what do we got? A single, right? So we got to check the runner second to home. Second to home on a single. 2-2. So row 2, column 2 is F. So if they're a fast runner, they'll make it. And Kevin Millar is a slow runner, so he's going to hold. So the single only loads the bases. And Tampa Bay can get out of this with the double play. Corey Patterson is up. Corey Patterson 0 for let's see. Sacrificed. He flew out to center field and he hit into a ground ball double play. Let's see if he can do it again. 64. Oh, another hit chance, and that is not good. Harper is going to give up another single with the bases juiced. So 1 run comes in. Checking to see if that runner comes from second. 7-5. 7-5 is star assists. So assist chance, if 2 outs, runner holds. There is not 2 outs. Oh, there's assist chance if there's 2 outs. Runner holds if there's 0 or 1 out. Sorry, they should have put a comma in there. That would have been nice. So it's going to be a single. Everyone's going to move up just 1 base on the single. And that's going to be it for Travis Harper, who's not done himself any favors. So, due up is Bryan Roberts. He is a switch hitter, so it doesn't matter who we bring in. After him is Markakis, who I think is a lefty. He is. So bringing in a right-hander would probably be what we want. The right-hander... it's going to be Rudy Lugo. I think Rudy's already in. New pitcher. Lugo. Let's see if Lugo. Yeah, Rudy Lugo's in. He does not bat. He's coming in. All right. So Rudy Lugo, righty, coming in to face off against Bryan Roberts, switch hitter. So lefty righty will give him a single. Bases loaded. Still only 1 out. That is a 61, and that might be a hit against Rudy Lugo, and it is another single. So we got 1 run will score. Let's find out this runner from second. 6, column 2. 6. It's going to right field. And 2, if he's a fast, on second, Ramon Hernandez, who is average. So once again, everyone's just moving up 1 base. And they do score 2 big runs for some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. And Tampa Bay can't get out of their own way. Nick Markakis comes up. Base is juiced. Nick Markakis cannot get out of their own way here. 767. Now that should be an out against Lugo. 63. Yes, so that's too high. 67 is a fly out to left. All runners hold. So fly ball to left. Everyone holds. Not very deep there, so 2 away. Big play there, and Malvin Mora. So Malvin Mora. Base is still full. 39, and they're gonna get out of it. Get out of the inning. On the out. And that is a 2-1. So it's a pop out to the catcher. So pop up to the catcher ends it. But they do get all those 2 insurance runs. It's a 6-2 ball game. We're in the top of the 9th. Coming in to pitch for the Devil Rays. I'm going to insert him in. Or for the Baltimore Orioles. Is going to be Sandy Real. Add player. R-L-E-A-L S-E-N-D-Y. Sandy Real. And he is a righty. Okay. Let's save the roster. Okay. All right. And now switch back over and bring him in. Sandy Real. It does not bat. Okay. So here we go. Travis Lee. Sandy Real is right-hander. So due up is Travis Lee. He's a lefty. And that is a 0-2. That is going to be an extra base hit to get things started for the Devil Rays here in the top of the 9th. What kind of extra base hit? Sandy Real adds 20, plus the left-hander is a -1, so add 19. So 46, 56, 65% or less, it's gone. It's a 77 though, so it falls into the double. So a double. Start things off here is Sandy Lee, or Travis Lee. That brings up Nick Green, who is god-awful for the Rays. A 71, possible walk, actually. And that will be a walk. So he's on with the walk. And the Rays have something going here in the top of the ninth. Damien Hollis, 2 on, no one out. Sandy Reel. Damon Hollins. He's got some pop to him as well. 7-6. It's a possible walk. Sandy Reel, and that was a back-to-back walks and a double. Is going to load the bases. And the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Kyle Crawford. So everyone that thought this was over left early is in for a shock if something crazy happens. There's still no one out. Bases are juiced. Kyle Crawford, they will give up the run. They're going to play back for the double play. That is it's a 0-0. Oh my gosh. We got a crazy play with bases loaded. Unbelievable. Bases, and we rolled the number 2. Men on base, foul, pop up behind the plate, catcher fighting it, roll a d6. If less than or equal to his error rating, he drops it. Batter gets another chance. So Ramon Hernandez error is a 13. Wait, his E rating. If it's roll a d6, if it's less than or equal to his E rating, he drops it. So he's going to drop it. He's got a 13 error rating. So drops it. Crazy play. The catcher drops it and gives Tampa Bay another chance. Kyle Crawford gets another swing at it. Bases juiced. 43. And that's going to be an out. So we got to check on the runners here. We need this and this. Runner advancing, trying to get from third to home. It's a 2. It's a pop-up. 4. Pop-up to second. Pops him up to second. Oh, God damn it. I hate when I do that. Popped up to second base and no advancements. Brings up the tying run is Jorge Cantu. Conchu. I still, what the hell? That's so familiar, but I don't know what it is. And away we go. 6-3 hit chance against Sandy Reel at 62. He rolled a 63. It's a 62. So no hit. 63 is actually ground ball to first. Runner out at second on the fielder's choice. Out at home if the bases are loaded. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's, or 3-2 fielder's choice out at home. There you go. And the Rays still have, the Devil Rays have the bases loaded. Johnny Gomes, and they actually pinch hit for Johnny Gomes in this in real life. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pinch hit with Russell Branyan. He's got a little bit of pop to him, doesn't he? Ooh, cow, he does. So Russell Branyan's coming in. So pinch hit. Russ Branyan. So bases are juiced. The tying run, or the tying run comes to the plate. Russ Branyan facing off against Sandy Reel. How real is Sandy? We're going to find out. Here it is, 2-way in the top of the ninth. 6-2 is your score. It is a 0-0. Another rare play with the bases full. And we rolled a 5. Wild pitch chance. If pitcher's wild pitch rating is 0, roll a die. It's 1 to 3. It's a wild pitch. Wild pitch chance. If pitcher's wild pitch is 0, roll a die. So wild pitch chance. Wild pitch for the Troy Hawkins is a 5. So again, I don't know if that number needs to be equal to or less for a wild pitch or higher than it's a wild pitch. Unfortunately, all it says in the rule book on pitcher control, I'm locking it in a second. It says the other pitcher rating is wild pitch number. X means no wild pitch. If the D10s are 90 or 91, if there are men on base, check for a wild pitch with the D6. Whether it's a wild pitch or not, the batter gets to re-roll. If no one is on base, the batter pops up on a 90 and lines out in a 91. No runners advance on either. It just says check. They're men on base, check for a wild pitch with the D6. All right, so what I got to do to actually figure this out is I'm actually going to go to Baltimore, 2016, and we're going to look at these pitchers, and we're going to look at the Troy Hawkins, which is a 5. The Troy Hawkins, okay. We don't want batting, we want pitching. The Troy Hawkins. So now I should be able to see how many wild pitches he threw. Wild pitch, the Troy Hawkins threw 2. So he threw 2 wild pitches. Now, and he has a 5 rating. So let's look at the guy who has a 1 rating, which is Bryce Chen. Bryce Chen, and we only threw 1 wild pitch. He's got a 1 rating. The Troy Hawkins is a 5. He threw 2 wild pitches. So how does that... how many innings? He threw 1 wild pitch in 100 innings. The Troy Hawkins threw 2 wild pitches in 60 innings. Okay, so 1 wild pitch in 100 innings gives him a rank of 1. 2 wild pitches in 60 innings gives him a rank of 5. I think that number is a wild pitch. So I think the number for the Troy Hawkins is a 5. So that is a wild pitch. So on the wild pitch, everyone's going to come in or move up a base. Wild pitch scores Hollis, Cantu, because we rolled, I can't remember, it was like a 2 or 3 or something. So 1 run in for the Rays, and brings up, we're still at Russ. Where's Russ? There we are. So Russ gets to go again on the wild pitch. So hasn't had it at bat yet. So Russ Bryan pinch hitting for Johnny Gomes, 2 away. In the 9th, tying run in score. No, at the plate. Tying runs at the plate. That's a 224. Russ Bryan 24 is going to be a strikeout, and that's going to do it. The Rays come so close, but they cannot pull this one out as the Orioles defeat the Rays 6-3 here in Baltimore. And they have won both games, as you will see here. We've played 2 games. Oh, we haven't saved this one yet. So, winning pitchers end the game. Loser is going to go to McClung. And Bedard's going to get the win. And Real is getting the save because the tying run came to the plate. We don't need you to save it. I just need to export this. Export. Thank you very much. And export. There we go. No, we don't need to restart. All right, now, is it updated or do I need to exit out? Doesn't update it in real time, which is real sad. All right. But there is your box score here. You can see Tampa Bay is 0-2 and Baltimore is 2-0 officially now. And they've won both games against Tampa Bay here in the 2006 season. Very interesting, fun game. This one came down to the wire. We had a brawl. We had a fight on the field. We had all kinds of crazy stuff happen. We had 2 0-0s in the top of the 9th inning with bases loaded. Turned out to be pop up to the catcher, unfortunately. No, the catcher dropped it. That's right, which gave him another chance at it. And then the second one was, what was the second one? It was something crazy happened. Wild pitch, right? Yeah, so anyways, there you go. So you can have some unique things happen in this game, although I think, it's pretty simple and quick, even though I'm taking a little bit longer than I normally do. But anyways, it was fun. I would think 5-6. Starting pitcher, SP maybe less than 5. Yeah, I just don't know if the wild pitch is this is this number or less, or this number or less is not a wild pitch. I guess I'm going to have to post maybe in the forums or see if somebody knows. I know there's some people that have played this that have come watched me play it. Sebastian, Ken Castro. Next time I see these 2 guys, I might ask them, Sebastian or Ken Castro, because the rule book is really not very good, to be honest. So it really needs to be better explained. Check for a wild pitch with the D6. Instead of saying that, all they have to do is change this. If there are men on base, if the wild pitch number is less than or equal to the D6, it is an out, or it's a wild pitch, or whatever. So whoever wrote the rules, I'm sure it was his designer, because he's got 3 different baseball games, and all the rule books are just awful. I don't know if he needs to hire somebody to come in, or if somebody could volunteer or whatever, but he definitely needs to get somebody to come in and look at his rule books, because they're just not very. I mean, yes, they're small. There's only a couple pages, but they don't give any examples. They don't clarify anything. This is just not only this. There's one rule here about infielders in, which we looked at earlier, right? Where is it? Calling defense in, right? Calling your defense in, blah, 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 blah. Well, I ran into a play yesterday where it was here. It was a ground ball to the shortstop. Second to first double play, others advance. First to home double play if bases are loaded and playing in. Okay, so it was bases loaded. They were playing in. So does this bases loaded and playing in, is this a double play, or do I still have to roll this infield in to make sure he makes the play? It's not clear. I mean, the rule books are not very clear. I'll just say that. So I just need to talk with somebody that's Sebastian and Ken have played it for a long time, and we'll figure out a couple of the rules. I don't feel like posting them in the forums or whatever, but Anyways, there you go. That is some roster sheet baseball for you guys. And here I was showing you the stuff, right? So you have where is it? Defensive play calling, right? So you have playing your infield in. You have these rules. Basically, you roll a six-sider, 1 to 3. It gets past him, 4 to 6. He makes the play. But then you also have on the charts here where it says ground ball to short, second to first double play, others advance, first to home double play if bases are loaded and playing in. So is it a double play if they're playing in, or do you need to check, roll to make sure they make the play? Or is it just an automatic because you're on the 70 chart? It doesn't say. It's the rule book just needs some clarification. That's all. I'm just the designer needs to get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing to make a rule book and to have somebody help them out make it. If he can't do it himself, then have somebody that can. All right, there you go, guys. Game number 2 of the season, Tampa Bay Devil Rays. I keep just calling them the Rays. I can't because they're the Devil Rays. The Baltimore Orioles, the Orioles scored 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, inspired by Miguel Tejada charging the mound after getting hit, and then 2 in the 8th. And the Devil Rays scored 1 in the top of the 9th, but it wasn't enough. The Baltimore Orioles improved to 2-0 on the season as they defeat the Devil Rays 6-3 in Camden Yards. Thanks to Allen, Shaw, Kenny, Price, and Spicer007 and everyone else that came out. I do appreciate it. We'll see everyone next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys.